Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Agents of Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. After Show. We have a lot to discuss. Today we're going to be covering the last two episodes of the second pod of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
Let's just say things went a little crazy, a little haywire, and some huge cliffhangers.
Oh, man.
So we're going to get into it, but first let me introduce our panel today. Of course, we got Tatiana Hollander with us. What's going on, Tati?
Hi, it's a surprise every time I'm still here. Yes, I am here from the Marvel Report to talk about all things Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with you.
Yes, and we have Madison Brunaler.
What up, guys? It is Madison Brunaler, also known as Maddie to the Max, and it is time once again for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Best part of my week.
Oh, wow.
Damn right, mine
The rest
too.
of your week
and
must be
of course, you all
terrible.
know me, Clement Bryant.
I
So
have
we're
really
gonna
high
get
standards.
into this right here, and we're coming to you live again from the Stream.TV studios in Hollywood, California. So, guys, before we get into the S.H.I.E.L.D. recap, I want to just talk about the little bit of breaking news that happened yesterday. So, Ewan Ryan has been cast as Maximus the Mad.
Yeah. We
in
knew
the
it.
Humans. We
knew
called
that.
this
Called it.
3 to 4 months ago, and I want to say give props to my co-hosts because we all got it, and they're all in the Marvel thing. So, Tati, give it to me.
It was a mind meld, and
And
they heard
Maddie,
us,
give it
and
to
they
me.
casted him.
It was a
That's
group
what
effort.
happened.
It was
Exactly.
a group effort. All
Exactly.
the minds working together, and together we came up with
Crying
the right
out in
answer.
unison.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened.
Yeah, the
Right.
power of positive thinking.
Exactly. That's how
Okay,
it
let's.
works.
Okay. Greeting card. Okay, anyways, we're going to get back into S.H.I.E.L.D. So first we're going to cover last week's episode, The Man Behind the Shield, which is episode 14. So guys, that intro fight for the episode was really cool, showing
Oh,
the framework, the
yes.
S.H.I.E.L.D. framework.
Yes.
What did you guys think about that?
No,
I was like,
at
I was
first,
shocked.
I didn't realize that it was the framework, right? I
Yeah.
thought it was just
Yeah.
Coulson and Daisy training,
And
and
then-
then he like stops in the middle, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a flip
Yeah.
in the middle. I was like, oh, we're matrixing. That's what's
My
happening.
first indication that something was really off was the fact that Coulson just punched Daisy right in the face.
That's
It was
true.
Like, what? What just happened?
I mean, first
Right.
that he would punch her, and
Yeah.
B, he was just he was doing too well in the fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, this is going good, and then it just stopped. And it was just like
Freeze.
freeze frame. I was like,
Are we
okay,
going
Neo.
Matrix?
I was like Neo Coulson. Neo Coulson. Like what's going on? Or it's like Neo Quake. How about that?
Yeah.
There you go.
that's how it
I
is.
like it.
Neo Quake.
Oh no.
But no,
That's like a.
that was pretty
No.
dope. But you know, one of the big things I appreciate about this episode is those flashbacks showed how the relationship between
Yes.
Coulson and May developed.
Absolutely.
It was so
It was
well
the
done.
seeds of Felinda.
Yeah, and plus you got to see that lighter side of May
Yeah, she
before
smiled.
Bahrain.
Right.
She smiled
You know?
so much.
yeah.
She used to smile all the
Yeah,
time.
and they were always like flirting and
I
teasing each other.
know.
Ugh, I'm so
Oh,
sad.
No.
I mean,
Oh, tragic.
I really dug it. I like how, especially, there was that little dialogue back and forth, type dialogue talking about the early days of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yes.
And they were talking about how he was hitting on her. And I was just
Yes.
like,
And when they had to
wow.
have fake sex and
Right.
he couldn't take
He's
off
like,
her
I was
bra.
trying to be a gentleman. He's like, you don't even know anything about foreplay. It was like, okay, this is getting a little X-rated right here. What's going on?
I love the part where she was like, "You are terrible. Have a terrible poker face." He's like, "I keep eye contact all the time, all the time." She's
So
like,
funny.
You might want to consider sunglasses. And
Right?
he's like, that's why he's always wearing sunglasses.
Yes, I love that. Hopefully this isn't a bullet point later, but a little tear dropped out of my eye when she brought up her date with the shrink.
I know.
And that she was like, "Oh, it's not going to go well. Don't worry." And I was like, "This Andrew, you're going to
Well,
marry?"
I have a surprise for you. It's not a bullet point on our list, but I didn't shed a tear as much. I was like, they really stuck to the whole framework of the series.
Yes.
Pun intended. But like, just leading up and showing
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
breadcrumbs of how everything developed.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
really dug it.
And I love that she was like, "Yeah, if nothing happens with this guy, then we'll see about it." And then it's the one that she marries.
Yeah.
And that's why we haven't had Felinda until now.
And can I just say, Coulson's line about there's been a nuclear leak? Oh, he's been using that since season 1.
Yes.
So he was just like, it was like, wow, you need to get a new line, bro.
But you could tell it
But I
was
love
written
Coulson.
by someone who really cares about
Yeah.
the series,
Exactly.
who really knows
Who has
the series.
been in it for a
Yeah,
while.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. So
Let's
that was
move
lovely.
on because we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So the Superior bested Mason some fighting, and Mace kind of held up during the torture.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he had like one thing left, right?
Yeah,
Is that
Right.
what it was?
He held up during during the torture, but then he tried to escape and didn't get. And I was like, well, he tried again.
At least we got to see him shirtless for an extended period of time.
That was very nice.
Always
I mean, he was a little bloody, but
no, I mean that kind of helps. That kind of works.
I think that Mace's actual weapon is words, because when he talks, he just has more power and he has more zing and he can get under people's skin better. I'm like, you should just stick to the power of words and not so much fighting, because you have lost everyone.
And it's interesting that he's so bad at it, just because, like, obviously he had to do, like, is he like Captain America, where he was, like, not buff at all before the serum? Because it doesn't seem that way. It seems like that's just his body.
It seems like that's his body.
So, like, how did he manage to work out enough for that and also have, like, no coordination whatsoever when it comes to fighting?
I think he needs to go through the Daisy evolution. Like from season 1 Daisy, who could barely punch a punching bag, to what we're going to talk about later.
Let's not forget, Daisy also had Coulson, May, Early Ward. You had Deathlock.
Yeah.
Before he became Deathlock, you had all these people who were role models for Daisy coming in the S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And the fact that Coulson's relationship with Daisy at the time was more like a father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
She had all that. Whereas Mace, he's more of a public face, speaking kind of guy to
and
cover
he's
all
just
the stuff.
taking shortcuts.
Exactly.
it's
That's
true.
a life lesson,
Exactly.
kids.
He's not a
take
director. He's not a director like Coulson is. But Superior punched him, and I was like, man, Mace, come on, guys. What are you doing, Mace? Come on, start fighting.
Yeah, he needs to not be taking the shortcuts. He needs to get powers in the real way.
Right.
So, just saying.
Just cocoon himself.
Yeah, really.
So, two of my favorite characters are about to go at it. Mac and Fitz are about to go at it.
Yeah.
I was like, Mac and Fitz was like, hey, you're pretty much to blame for all the stuff going on with Aida. And Radcliffe, he's like, how are you going to say that to me? And then he starts feeling guilt.
Yeah. I know.
I was just like, man, I feel bad for Fitz, but they were literally about to go. And he's like, don't even say it. Don't even say his name. I was like, whoa, Fitz, you're standing up to Mac.
I know. I was like, oh, no, Mac, no, bad Mac. Bad Mac. Do not make my Fitz feel like a murderer. How dare you? Bad Mac.
Right, like, of course he had a point that, but at the same time, Fitz is
Tati.
also...
Tati.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying, Fitz, it's good to take personal responsibility, but
Right.
Fitz also wallows a bit too much. He takes it too far.
Oh, we have that as a bullet we're going to get into because let's skip on. But basically, I was just like, man, how is Fitz going to stand up to Mac?
That would be a fight, actually. That would be kind of interesting. Like, because Mac's just brute force.
Yeah, but
I think if Fitz managed to learn a couple of moves, it would be a very different fighting style. I mean, because his fighting style would be much more dodge, evade, go
and
around.
Mac would just put his hand out and be like,
I would disagree. I would disagree.
It would be very...
Okay.
No, if he could learn to airbender style of fighting, go around, use your opponent's strength against them, kind of thing.
Okay.
That would be really
That's
cool.
That's gonna take a couple years.
Yeah, it would take a couple.
Okay, I'm gonna end this right now. Mac will just smack Fitz and he just be like, okay.
I'm not saying it would be a long fight. I'm saying it would be an interesting.
He would be like, what the hell? Like, that's exactly how Fitz would be. But let's move on. Anyways, so it seems like there were a lot of people at odds leading up to last night's episode, but even the Superior and Aida were going at it.
Yes.
That line where the Superior said to Aida, even filth has a purpose, I was like,
that was,
dude.
yeah.
Yes.
The Superior is super high and mighty for a dude who ain't all that.
Yeah, really.
No offense, Superior. You're not that superior.
Yeah, really, you're not. And Aida got so sassy in this episode. She was so sassy.
And she brought it back at the end too. She was like, even filth has a purpose. I was like, ooh.
Aida levels up every episode in a more and more terrifying way.
That's a whole other bullet for the next episode. Let's keep on going.
Yes.
Oh my God, there was so much to do. But the highlight of the episode was the inspiring speech that Simmons gave to Fitz.
Interesting.
To inspire him.
Interesting, inspiring moment.
It was I like speaking from experience. I've had those moments where I've been down on myself. I don't know how to go. I don't know what direction I'm going. And there's someone in my life that tells me, pick up, you got to move on. It's not your fault. In Fitz's case, the fact that the technology was used for evil purposes was not his fault.
Right.
But just the way that Simmons came down to Fitz and was like, look, I love you. Get back on your horse. And he's like, there he is.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just like,
Simmons knows how to hit the spot.
Exactly. My beautiful Fitz Simmons. Simmons knows how to handle my Fitz baby. And it's just, it's so good.
I want to pause real quick. Someone, Beta Artemis in our YouTube stream says, Mace is the definition of beautiful cinnamon roll, too good for this world.
So true, Beta Artemis. You and I are on that wavelength together.
Beta Artemis, I like you, but I don't know if I agree.
What?
I like
He
Mace.
is a beautiful cinnamon roll.
I'm a beautiful cinnamon roll.
Okay, but you're not too good for this world.
What about the
You're just good
Fitzsimmons
enough.
roll? What about the Fitzsimmons roll? I mean, I'm just
Anyways.
saying.
No, I'm just like,
Anyways.
the thing is, it's because he's such a little sweet, he's like a sweet little bean who doesn't know what he's doing, okay? That's why he's too
Yeah.
good for this world. He's too pure.
Well, let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. We got 2 more bullets and we're getting into last night's episode.
Yes.
So I feel like the Superior was putting a lot of emphasis on Coulson
Yeah.
since his introduction
Yeah.
into the series, but you kind of see later on why he thinks he's the focal point of
Right.
everything.
I understood his reasoning, but it was like a little bit like, all right, so you're being a little overdramatic.
Yes.
Okay, how many of you guys went when Coulson says, cool origin story, bro, but this means nothing to me? I was like, Coulson, what is up? What is my dude? Cool
was the
origin
line of
story,
the
bro,
night.
That was
but this
so
means
good.
nothing to me.
Yes.
I was like, I was sipping water at the time. It was like,
Yes.
what is going on?
It's like, oh, I love that. I love that part where it was just like, well, that's awesome. Don't care.
Right.
It was that's pure Coulson-ness. It was just like, I mean, in retrospect, I mean, we know nothing about Superior. We don't care about Superior. We are Coulson in that moment.
Right.
Where we're just
Yeah.
like, cool origin story. Don't care.
Right. I mean, in general, it would be interesting to explore more of the after effects, you know, like, or just like the devastation that you leave in your wake.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what the movies, like the MCU does that constantly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So S.H.I.E.L.D. is that.
Yeah, exactly.
S.H.I.E.L.D. is the seeing what happens in the wake.
So we don't really need to feel sad for Superior.
Yeah, really.
Right,
I
right.
don't.
Totally.
So.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. So, the last bullet point and the most important. I totally did not see that LMD reveal coming at the end of this.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, last night's episode, there's only 3 of them LMDs, but they were all LMDs. And I was like, wait, what? And there was a small part of me not believing it, because I was like, maybe there's some sort of like coating that they put on them, like to show, like,
Yeah,
to be
they're just trying to
LMDs.
turn them against each
But
other.
I was just like, oh God, please no. Please
No,
no.
when they were like, "There's one in there," and I was like, "Oh, there's gonna be one. Like, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Coulson? Is it gonna be Mac? No, it's all 4. Really?
Yeah.
I
I was definitely, you know, I was expecting it to be Fitzsimmons versus the world in this episode,
Yeah,
last night's episode. But I was pleasantly surprised with how it turned out instead.
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, so let's get on to last night's episode.
Yes,
Self-Control, episode 14, or episode 15, sorry. Guys, this was one of the best S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes I've ever
Yes,
seen.
absolutely.
Yes.
It was a
So
masterpiece.
Good.
Masterpiece.
So good.
Like,
I just see almost the entire time. So good.
everybody brought it. Everybody brought
Absolutely.
it. Like, direction, VFX,
The acting.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. But 5 sodas.
How about a high five instead?
Sodas. But anyways, it was so good. But first, that opening speech between Coulson and May was really on point.
Oh yeah.
Like he was talking about regret, and I was like, "This is an android, people. This is
Yes.
an android talking like he's a human being."
I know.
And it really set up the themes of the episode, and also, I guess in a way, foreshadowed, or it didn't call back to because it happened before. But
Yeah.
like,
Right.
that's what Ada is striving for. You know,
Exactly.
like even as perfect as these androids can be, and as you know, they're flawless. They can do so much more than humans. They're so much more logical than humans, and yet what they want is to be illogical and messy and
Yes.
you know, feel the emotions of humans.
But what was really hard for me was the fact that it was the Felinda ship, but with neither of the actual 2 people in the Felinda ship.
But didn't you learn that consciousness is separate from our physical bodies, Maddie?
No.
You disagree with this premise.
I disagree that your consciousness can be taken out and copied and put into another thing. That does not work for me. No. Just saying. We're going to get into a whole philosophical thing here in a minute, so let's move on.
I know you're going to like this.
Oh, boy.
I know you're going to like this. But that scene between Andy K. Stecker and Elizabeth Hentridge, I've never seen better between them.
Yeah.
That scene where they were facing off between each other. I was literally like, okay, who's the LMD?
I was like, I was like, no, neither of them are the LMD. Neither of them, what are you doing? Neither of you are obviously the LMD. And then Fitz stabs her in the leg. And
That
I'm
was
like,
horrible. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. This just turned into a horror movie. Okay, 2 parts in this episode were just like such horror movies that I was like, did this just turn into Saw? Like the part where Aida started cutting up the Superior was like,
Yes.
Oh,
That.
yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
and then
Literally with a saw.
with a saw, I was like, what's happening right now?
Oh.
And then the part where Gemma's just stabbing the LMD Fitz, and I'm just like, oh god. Oh,
Right.
and he's like, it's me, Simmons. I'm like, don't you dare, don't you dare. And then just the sparks come from his neck. And I'm like, oh thank God. Oh god.
I was like, don't kill him. Don't kill him. I was like, oh wait, it's just
It's not a real person.
But I was literally like, I could imagine what she was going through in that.
Yes. Right.
And then I'm sitting here like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are you
And
doing?
then her reaction afterwards, where she was just like the clear shock of it, having to just murder the person that that has the same face and attitude and
Right.
sounds just like the man that she loves.
Has the consciousness of the person that she loves.
Right.
And she was
Telling
just
her
like,
that he wants to marry her.
I know. And she was just so completely rattled and shaken.
Yeah.
Oh, and the line she said where she was like, I can't think without Fitz. It was just like, they are one part of the same whole. And she just says, I can't live, and I just can't. I can't, guys.
A lot of emotions are happening right now.
My Fitzsimmons ship is kind of, sort of, not really under fire. I don't know what's happening. A lot of emotions, okay?
Yeah, but it was definitely, like you guys said, it was one of their best scenes, if not their best scene
absolutely.
to date. For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah, no, there was. I was just gonna say that there's a couple of seconds early on where I was like, "There's like a third person in the room right now that is the LMD."
Right. So speaking of LMDs, that scene, there were too many daisies to count. Too
I
many
know.
daisies.
I
was
like she's walking in and she's like, you slowly start to pan out. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. How many LMDs are in that
I
freaking
know.
room?
I'm like, why do they need so many daisies?
Yeah.
Like-
I would understand if she came across one.
Right, but like,
Or
why do you need
two.
some?
Why were there 20?
Yeah.
Why were there that many?
Because they said later on that you can't even replicate an inhuman's powers as an
Right.
LMD.
Yeah.
So what would be the point?
What was the
Right.
point of that?
To shock us.
Yeah, I think the real point of it was that so they could have that nice little iRobot kind of vibe going on
Right.
later on, where he was going through all of them looking for the real one or whatever.
Or maybe it's because they hadn't downloaded her into the framework yet, so they didn't know which one would like fit best or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah.
But I did love how they set it up with like Mac being like, "Where'd she go?"
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, she went to check the accommodations."
Yeah.
And then it's like you see his face, like, "Oh my god."
Oh, no.
You know?
Yes.
And then you see what she finds out.
Absolutely.
So I gotta say though, you could really feel the paranoia between the last two shield agents, between
Yes.
Daisy
Yes.
and Quake.
Yes.
Like they didn't initially trust her despite their history.
Yeah.
And you could see that relationship slowly coming apart. But when she grabbed Simmons, she was just like started breaking down. I was like, man,
That was so
that
beautiful.
it was so beautiful, especially with the white flare.
Yes.
At the end of it, I
Oh,
was
that
like,
was beautiful.
It was
I mean,
so well
you
done.
can clearly see the paranoia because they were living with May, who totally convinced them that she was a real person, that really was May, and that clearly has shaken everybody to their cores, that they just don't know who to trust anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was really cool that Quake was able to go, hey, I can actually tell. We have a foolproof way to tell.
Yes.
So I'm just going to hug you now.
Yeah, I know exactly. The hug, like the quaking with the hug,
Yeah.
and then like the relief
Yeah,
when
the
they realized that
pure
they're
relief
both,
of it was just like, oh,
because at
they
that
could
point,
breathe for a
Gemma
second.
didn't even know if she was an LMD or not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
she was like, I
she
don't
was
know what's
questioning it,
happening.
but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
literally, I felt like just like again, everybody bought it.
Yes, so good.
That's like, and that's my like from season 1. My favorite relationship was Gemma and Sky Daisy.
Yeah.
So I love seeing their friendship and how it's grown over the years.
It's like it's such
Yeah.
a strong sister friendship.
I have to
that
say
love.
that was my one My one complaint about the episode, I have only one, and it is when Daisy was telling Jemma what their plan was going to be, and Gemma was like, no, I can't lose you, I can't do this, and she was like, no, you know what, I'm going to win, and you know why? Because through all this time, the one thing that I've known, and I was like, she's going to say, is that you're by my side, or that you're here with me, or that you're on my team, that you and Fitz belong together, and I was like, what? You're going to survive because you ship Fitz Simmons?
Yes, that is a reason to live, people.
I was like, come on, guys.
Good point. I think that's a valid complaint. That brings my score down from like a perfect 10 to like a 9.8.
No, 9.8.
It's still a good episode. But let's keep it going.
Obviously, Sky ships them too, and I'm just like, okay, I agree with you. Absolutely. That Fitzsimmons is the reason to live. Absolutely.
Anyway.
You guys are insane.
In the
Anyways,
best possible way.
we got a couple more bullets here. So, I'm just going to say, we're all proven right. Radcliffe. The robots always turn against their creators.
Like some Frankenstein level stuff here where it's like,
I was like, she's just like talking to her. I was like, she's not gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. Yeah, she's gonna do it. Bam! It was like,
that was another horror movie moment.
It was like, I was like, ah!
Yeah, man. Just like,
What?
oh, dude. Just can we agree as a species never to make AIs that can control anything, please?
Well,
Please, I just no.
might be a little bit too late.
Right,
For that.
too late.
A little bit too late for that.
Let's go back.
Self-driving cars.
Let's turn it back.
It's a good thing I got that time machine all ready to go.
No, but
Okay, H.G. Wells.
it was an interesting
I'm a time lord, thank you very much.
flip
Time
in a way.
lady.
Because a couple episodes ago, when Aida grabs the necklace, right,
Yes.
and she puts it on, and I was like, oh, she's gonna go single white female and try to be like, look, I'm your new girlfriend.
Really?
But instead, it was just that she wants to be a person.
Yeah.
And to do that, she has to get rid of like the inferior people, right?
She wants to be a real boy.
Yeah.
She wants to be a real girl.
So it is a little bit of a shift on what, I don't know, I guess what I thought her original intentions would be.
Yeah.
Right. Totally.
Yes.
Let's keep on going. Let's
Keep
see.
on checking.
So one of my favorite parts of the episode was that amazing fight scene between LMD
Yes.
Mace and Quake.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude,
So good.
just the silhouettes and just the way that Quake jumped off the ground using her powers.
Yeah.
And just nailed Mace down. I was like, wow!
Again, it's like, wow,
Like-
she has come so far from season 1 where she could not hit a punching bag properly.
Right.
And she has leveled up multiple times.
Yeah, and it wasn't an easy fight either. Like you
No.
saw
No.
how difficult it was for
Right.
her, and that
Yeah.
made it all the more
Which was
rewarding. I guess,
much better
right?
than the superior fight from the previous episode where it was like, dude, you got nothing. You
Yeah.
got nothing.
Right.
You can't even touch her.
Oh my! But then
Like-
when she like quaked both
Yes.
Coulson
Oh.
and
Mac.
yeah, I was
and
like-
it was like, and the Mac bot's
That
head
was-
just come on.
I have that as a bullet point because that in itself.
yeah, that was another great fight.
Yes.
But
So good.
we have more props to give to for that
All
specific
right.
scene.
Well, then I'll say I'm glad that LMD Mace is a better fighter than regular Mace. You go, LMD Mace.
Hey! Damn!
It's just
Or maybe Mace is just, or Mac, or wait, did you say Mac or Mace?
Mace. LMD
Okay,
Mace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, insecurity issues. That's gonna get.
I'm sorry.
Okay, anyways, let's keep on going. So, LMD May came around. She made her last stand, and I was
Yeah.
touched by it.
I
was
called
so
it.
touching.
I called it.
Yeah.
I totally called that May was going to go out to protect them in a blaze of glory. She was totally going to do that. And the fact that it was face to face with LMD Coulson, and it was like,
Right.
I am afraid to die, and I want to be with Coulson. You're not him.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's like, yes!
And it was just a great reversal and callback to their opening conversation,
Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, you say you don't have regrets, but I have regrets because we have different programming.
Right.
And I'm not gonna live with the regret of killing my people.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not,
Totally.
You know, yeah.
Totally.
I was like, May through and through, no
Yeah.
matter what, is awesome.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
dug it.
interesting that we get to have the loss of these characters, but still have the characters.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. That's the
Totally.
way to do it, right?
It really is. But don't kill my Fitz, please. Please don't kill real Fitz.
Well, we already. I was gonna say we killed Uffits.
We killed Fitz, but don't kill the real one, please. I love him so much.
You guys are just. I don't get what it is with Fitz.
Hey, I don't
He's
either.
adorable.
I don't have a problem with Fitz. I like him, but he's not
love
like
him.
he's not my bae.
Anyways.
He's my bae. He's my bae, and he's one of my OTPs. So,
Anyways.
you know. There you go.
So, I'm gonna do a little bit of my personal. I'm gonna do this early hero of the week.
Oh.
Jed Whedon and the VFX team for this episode stepped it up.
Snap for Jed Whedon.
good.
Jed Whedon wrote and directed this episode with
wow.
such panache. It
Yeah.
was so well done. Like, guys, can we just give a clap for them, please?
Yes.
Like, it was so I knew he was good. If you guys ever seen Dollhouse, he was
Yes.
he and
Oh,
Marissa
yes.
did great work on Dollhouse.
Yeah.
He stepped
Dollhouse
it up.
also has that amazing tension that was in this episode
Exactly.
that you don't quite know what's going on.
Exactly.
Who do you trust?
And there was all these not catch-22s, but red herrings throughout
Yeah.
the episode, things that you thought were going to happen that totally flipped on their heads.
Like,
so good.
It was so good. And just the way that when you saw, I know you guys wanted to bring back to it, was when Quake exploded her powers on the LMD Coulson and LMD Mac,
yes.
and you just saw the inner workings of the head come apart of the LMD. So intricate and so
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. The slow-mo shot of that
It was just like,
whoa.
It was great.
Yes.
So we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Uh-oh.
That freaking cliffhanger. Hydra.
Okay.
Agents of Hydra in the frame. What? What?
I'm like, okay, you know what? Jemma is dead in this world.
my
Hydra
God.
runs everything.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Ward is back.
Ward is back, although whether or not they're actually going to get the actor back, I don't know.
No, he's coming back.
Okay, so
Brett
how
Dalton
is this world
is
better?
back.
How is this world better where Jemma's dead and
Yeah, it's
Hydra
clearly,
runs
they
everything?
clearly failed at their attempt
This
to
is
make a
not a
perfect
better
world.
world. This is
Exactly.
not-
But like, can you imagine like Jemma is like literally woke up like 6 feet underground and
I
just
know.
like pull her way
I
out?
know.
Like, oh god.
Oh, gosh.
And then
Who's in the car?
who's in the car?
I know.
Who's in
I'm
the-
like,
Oh yeah.
there's
Who's
a
in the
world
car?
that doesn't have Fitzsimmons in it. I don't like this world at all.
Don't worry, she'll come out of the grave and seduce him all over again.
She'll come
with
out,
dirt
but
on
it's
her
like,
in her hair.
This isn't buried. Female Ryan Reynolds, Tatiana.
No, okay, but I will say it did break my heart a little bit when Daisy wakes up and she hears the thing about her boyfriend. She thinks
Yeah.
it's Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
she finds out it's
Ward.
It's Ward.
You know, so I'm like, I think it's great. Brett Dalton's back. He's awesome. But
Yeah.
like that Daisy is going to have to be with in this fictional world the man that in her mind was abusive to her, that she
Right.
hates him. Like she. So like I don't know. I'm just feeling horrified for Daisy.
I think
right
there
now.
are too many questions for us to bring up right now with this cliffhanger.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I hope that Mae's like a super triple double secret agent like for the 30th time because I love it when Mae
I
does
don't like
that.
this world.
Because she was like hanging out in the Hydra
Yeah, I'm like-
elevator or whatever, and I'm like I'm ready for her to just
we got a
take them all
couple minutes
down.
left.
Don't like this world at all.
I don't think any of us do.
Now that's gonna be the third leg.
That's going to be the third pod.
okay. So it's gonna be several episodes
there's
of them in
pods.
this
So
world.
Yes.
the first pod was Ghost Rider. The second
Yeah.
pod was LMD. And the third part is, I guess, Agents of Hydra. But let's keep on. We got a couple minutes left. So I said my hero of the week. My villain is Aida.
Oh, of course.
Aida, I don't even want to get into it. But what about you? Hero
I'm
of
gonna
the
say
week.
my hero was Daisy because I just loved seeing her take out, like go into that fight, like take those bullets, survive, help Jemma survive, sort of like be the leader that she was meant to be. I really loved that.
Yeah. Maddie?
So my hero is Jemma because she is so boss. I mean, from the point where she started, where she couldn't tell a lie to do anything, and then having to attack this man that she loved and basically kill him. It was just like, I love Jemma. And that is why my villain is LMD Fitz for making her have to do that and being such a mind teaser to her. I'm just like, oh no, bad.
I like it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of
Thank you.
Okay. It's time for Agents Check-In. I just want to see what everybody's saying real quick. So let's see.
Where your feelings are the ones that matter.
It's true. It's all about you guys.
Anyways, let's see. So Andrew says, in Mac's perfect world, he might have stayed with his family and living with his family and living daughter instead of being with Shield at all.
Yeah.
Which I could actually see.
I hope that at least he gets that. Because
Yeah.
everything
Well,
else...
I mean, he was picking up a bike off the grass.
Yeah, that
so,
was like
Yeah.
his daughter lived.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that would
I
be
hope-
interesting.
sure.
I hope so. Because that would be nice.
Yeah, we have
Heartbreaking.
we have someone that said, "Where is Mace?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, where is Mace?
Yeah, we
we
need
didn't
to
see
see
him.
him. Yeah.
Is
We
he
didn't
like
see
the
Mace.
head of Agents of Hydra? Is that what's happening?"
I also hope we get to check in with Yo-Yo somehow because I feel Like, because Yo-Yo was in the episode, which I was surprised by.
Yeah, and
feel like at
she's
the
in
tail
the
end.
plane.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna cut back to them
Exactly,
while the girls
exactly.
are like, oh.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's nothing I can do.
Looks like a lot of discussions going on within the YouTube stream between our viewers, and thank you guys. We appreciate
I
that.
love that. It's got a little community going on.
A little
Exactly.
bit. All right, guys. So I guess that's it for us at the Stream.tv studios today. So we might be back next week. We got to see what's going on. We might be pivoting back to the MCU at large, but we got to discuss it.
So use the hashtag
Agents of Marvel.
Marvel
Yep.
on Twitter, and let us know if that is something that you would be interested in seeing.
Yes.
Damn right. So, guys, of course, we want to make sure that we shout out our buddy Lance Offresser. He's got a Facebook group for the Stream.tv for all our genre shows and after shows. Check him out. It's a fun group. And I've gotten some fights this week on there, some geek fights. So,
Nice.
just
Yeah, go have geek
I
fights
digress.
with us.
yeah, have fun. But I guess that's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Go back and watch this episode of Self-Control.
Yes.
It will blow your mind.
You
So
don't need
good.
self-control
Right.
to keep watching this episode.
So, Madison, where can we find you on social?
I am Tatiana, and you can find me
Oh, Tatiana! Hashtag I'm tired.
Marcella's Ear on Twitter and on Instagram, and Valerie M. Perez on Tumblr if you want me to go into long essays about any fandom of your choice.
Well done. Maddie. The actual Maddie.
I'm actually Maddie. Yes, and you can find me at youtube.com/Maddie to the Max and Maddie to Max on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook. I am Maddie to the Max on everything because I am Maddie to the Max.
That's true. She is the maximum amount of Maddie that you can stomach.
It's true.
And I'm Fitz. Just kidding. Clement. Clement Bryant on Twitter and Instagram. And, of course, Clement J. Bryant on Facebook. So, guys, that's it for us. And we will see you again later on. Take it easy and have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.